voice to skull technology. What Autoclave may be is a world that exists all inside of your mental space. So what voice to skull technology is essentially it's radio frequency waves that go like into your audio cortex of your brain, and it causes what's called the Frey effect. Now, that's also probably related to the whole thing where Autoclave takes place in the stolen memories of the dead from the Tomb Feeder, and then that exhibits why all these different worlds are like different memories. And even Termite King 9, the creator of this game, also explained that Autoclave takes place in like a dream state. So we already know it's not like a material realm. Um, so first thing I want to point out, the jewels. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll count this one as 9. And then there's one more inside there, the indigo jewel, which will get cracked. Um, so in total 10 jewels. Yeah, so the indigo jewel will get cracked once you like use the resonance device on it. And what it's related to is the whole Kabbalistic tree of life, where there's 10 Sephiroth. We got the red Sephiroth, orange, yellow. I'm not sure if that's yellow or gold. I'm pretty sure that's just yellow. Green, blue. We got the white Sephiroth, which is the most important, and the brown, which I'm pretty sure that's supposed to represent the earth, and then the black. And all of these colors are probably symbolic with the whole another meaning. I'm not sure why orange. Why is orange smaller than? Wait, what the heck? I didn't even notice they were different. That one has like a missing. Anyways, voice of skull technology. Yeah, we got these radio towers going on. We got the whole like static black and white world. It's all like in your head. We've got the madmen, and then you got that tomb right there. That's not really important. But what I'm getting at is what I think this whole autoclave and the Gears realm in general is us astral projecting, where you can go to like the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, even the 12th dimension if like you're really strong enough or something like that. Like, um, yeah. So you're able to astral project to these higher realms, related to the whole thing of alchemy. And what I think is it's related to with the madmen is the madmen aren't like they're not transcended enough. Their soul isn't purified through the steps of the magnum opus. Only us, the player, has gone through these stages of like the Negretto, Albedo, Citronitis, and fourth stage was Rubido. So we got the black, white, uh, Citron, like yellow, and then red. So first thing you'll notice once you go out here onto the platform, the whole like medieval knights and all that, the kingdom, you'll see the smoldering knights, which are like these black knights that have been broken down, and that represents the first stage of the magnum opus, the blackness stage, undergoing transformation where they have to be broken down as the first stage. And then the second stage, you'll notice there's a town, and over there that has like the villagers where they're like the whole gladers that you'll see in terminal calculation, and those have to have like a relation too, because the whole like serfs, freaking gladers, and all that. What's important about it is it's the white stage, the albedo stage. Before there's the black knights. After that, you have the albedo stage where that's gonna be related with the whole White Queen of the Silver Moon. I don't think Autoclave has a Citronitis stage. Maybe Termite King hid it somewhere, or he just didn't have it for Autoclave. And essentially, after the town, there's a museum where you can see the roses. Sorry, guys. So the roses, that's gonna be like I'll get to that. So the fourth stage is the Rubido stage. That's associated with the Red King of the Gold Sun. And of course, in alchemy, you already know there's like the black sun, the red sun, yellow sun, green, and then red sun. Yeah. Anyways, the Red King of the Gold Sun, and that's the fourth stage, and the second stage, the White Queen of the Silver Moon. What they do is this alchemical marriage, the union of opposites, and they have this philosophical child, which is like this hermaphrodite, the Philosopher's Stone, which of course is this mystical object where you can transform elements and manipulate matter or something like that. In this case, the alchemical marriage is spiritual, and they form roses, and that's the rose is supposed to represent the Philosopher's Stone spiritually. And what that is correlated with is, of course, the rose cross, the rose croix. Um, the rose croix, the rose is like the spiritual, like I've been saying, and then the cross is like the Christian crucifix that represents the material. So on the bottom, you got the material, and then on top, the rose over the cross is the spiritual. And then that's related with the whole like Scottish 18th rite of the secret society and whatever. Anyways, what's important about it is literally the rose is the Philosopher's Stone, and Conomor, which is like the Bluebeard guy, I believe he's the Red King of the Gold Sun, and his like past wives that he keeps having, he keeps repeating this magnum opus of like the philosophical alchemical marriage, the philosophical child, forming maybe these worlds, which could make sense because in Enchanter's Turnpike, we like what's it like that whole magnum opus thing could be different, but I do think that they're completely different like magnum opuses. Sorry, I'm trying to get at something about it. We got the Lavender Ledges too, the whole alchemy machine with the 7 elements, the 4 material like earth, fire, water, air, and then mercury, sulfur, and salt. Those 7 elements. Uh, so overall, yeah, I just wanted to kind of summarize things at the end. So the 4 stages, we got the blackness stage of the knights, the white stage of like the white town over there with like the crazy people. The third stage usually Citronitis, like Tan Cityscape, and then the fourth stage, the Rubido stage of the Red King of the Gold Sun. Second stage, the Albedo stage, is the White Queen of the Silver Moon. Together, they form the alchemical marriage, which make the Philosopher's Stone, the rose, and the Philosopher's Stone, the roses. Of course, that's like the spirit. The rose is the spiritual symbol, and then the cross is the material symbol. And then, of course, this could go into the whole thing where like brown woodwork is the first clockwork area where God makes the first iteration of humans as the herbarios. That's why they have the human face. And then the second stage is the gladers, where they form civilizations and stuff like that. The third stage, Citronitis, that's Tan Cityscape, where they form prisons, they form dishes and antennas. Perhaps they're the ones using the voice to skull technology with the whole dish, satellite, and all that, using radio frequencies. And then the final stage is the Rubido stage, the whole Crimson Catafalque. You play as Girona, and I don't think that many people are gonna be aware about Cruel Heat, because that's like the main, like, true ending of Gravity Gardens. Now I kind of want to go on to that, the whole thing with the whole alchemical marriage, like the white stage and the red stage, right? So no one in sight. That's the albedo stage, where um, the silver axe is like, of course, representing the silver moon of the White Queen. Um, Maybe whenever you sacrifice the baby and champion acolyte, because the baby is like the acolyte, right? And when you sacrifice the baby, everything goes black, and it's like going backwards, where you're now in the blackness stage, where you transformed the world backwards. So, anyways, main thing about that, silver axe, everything's white, no one in sight. All right. So now we gotta go to Crimson Catafalque Gravity Gardens, the whole cruel heat. We performed the alchemizing, whatever, the whole green lion eating the sun. We break down this gold door, so it has this gold sun symbol on it, and it leads us to this red substation where everything's hot. It's like it could be associated with Mars or whatever. But anyways, that's the Rubido stage, correlating with the whole gold sun, the red king of the gold sun. And what I think is parallel between No One in Sight and Crimson Catafalque, they're like parallel games. You alright? Yup. You got silver for No One in Sight, it's all white. You got red and it's like gold for Crimson Catafalque. That's pretty interesting. So those games are kind of connected, I guess you could say. Another thing, terminal calculation. That kind of like is more evidence. On the top, you got the whole albedo stage. On the bottom, it's the rubidos. Did I just say? Yeah, the top is albedo. The bottom is rubido. The top is white. Bottom's red. Gladers are like spawning in, forming civilizations, making tools, bagging graves. And yeah, that's like the alchemical marriage, I guess. Like I don't know how you'd say that though. Like the white's on top and then the red's on bottom, but is it really the philosopher's stone though? Maybe it's like a dying state though, because like the molten maggot eating, because maggots are like they eat off the dead, right? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think that's just something to think about for gears. Uh, Main points, astral projection, right? So astral project, I think that's the most important thing of gears we should think about right now, because astral is like star project, like you can go to other places, and then of course like the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, 12th dimension. Yeah, whole thing with philosopher's keep. That's the whole Theodidactus thing, right? That's like kind of spoilers where you use Nova Seed to astral project into the fourth dimension. Um, yeah, yeah. Gears is it. I don't think it's just four dimensional. It's probably like planes of reality, like Quiet Wyatt's saying. I think I could. I think that's pretty much all I gotta say for today. But yeah.